Hello, this is your friend Amy here. Please subscribe to my channel Amy Vlogs and please click like to all my videos and click also the notification for more videos coming from me. Now, I just would like to ask you, have you ever experienced waking up in the morning with a beautiful day and suddenly during the course of the day, you have a bad day? What if that bad day isn't just the ordinary bad day? What if that bad day turns to be a disaster one? Yes, disaster. Now, it's very normal for us to have experienced the so-called heyday, blue days, sad days, gloomy days. So all those are normal to happen to anybody. But there are really days of the week wherein we just don't have a heyday, a gloomy day, a sad day, or a bad day, but a disaster day. As in disaster. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you today about what had happened to me. Now, this is the whole scenario of the story. Someone has messaged me, a very good friend of mine. She messaged me, she told me because she'll be paying something for me. So I'm not going to disclose anymore for what the purpose is. She told me that we're going to have a meet up. So we're going to meet in Carrefour. Now, unfortunately, because of miscommunication, I was in City Center SIB. That's City Center here in Muscat, Oman. And she's in Avenue Mall. It was too late for me to discover because when I checked my phone, she was already there, but we are of two long distances. It's from Alquare and City Center SIB. So it's really far. Now what happened was that since I discovered that she's already there and she couldn't be able to come to see City Center, so she instead told me if she can just pay it on the first week of September. That's during the time when everybody will be coming back to school, which I have nothing to do. I can't go there anymore. It's too late for me to go there. So I just told her, okay, no problem. So I'll just come back home. So it's just like 10 minutes away from my place in Sibsuk, going to the Sib City Center. Now, when I was already outside, there was already this taxi driver. So embarking with him are also two other kabayans or Filipinos. So they're also coming with him in the taxi. So he called me, he asked me if I'll be going. So of course I said I'll be going to my place in Sibsu, which he said also that he'll be going to the same direction. So perfect. It's really timely for me. Now, I was just like, I was the first two kabayans were the first to be dropped off, okay? And I was the last one. So when we reached already our destination, so I gave him 1 real. So 1 real, that's more than 100 pesos in the Philippines for 10 minutes ride, okay? And then he complained. He told me that he's asking for 2.5 because it's engaged. Engaged? So that made me really sick to think about. It wasn't engaged at all. So how would it be engaged when, aside from me, there were two other Filipinos who were also in the car. And they were dropped off before me. And so I told him it wasn't engaged at all. So how come that you're going to ask me to pay this amount and you are telling me that it's engaged when it isn't at all? And then he told me, no, you don't have anything to do with the other two customers. That I'm talking only about you, that you need to pay this amount. So I told him, I am not going to pay this amount to you. I'll be paying only this 1 real. I don't have money. I said like that to him. And he got irritated, and his voice was different from being modulated to something like, it's like earth already in my ears. Okay, so I got this tension already because of that, because I went there and it was just a failure of meeting up with Ate, and Ate wasn't there. So I feel already emotionally inside, I felt already heavy. And then here comes this man who tested also on how am I going to manage myself. So I was not able to manage us all. So I told him that I am not going to pay him even if we will be reaching to the police station. Oh my God! Without me going out yet from his car, when I mentioned that he is going, that even if we will be going to the police station, suddenly he just turned on the gear of his car, and then we moved to police station. I can't do anything, of course. Will I shout? So I just told, anyway, in my mind, anyway, I know that I might have some fault, but I am not threatened to go to the police station. I did not do anything bad at all. I did not curse him. I did not say anything bad to him. I did not raise my voice. I was just like citing my opinions, not my opinions, but explaining to him about my side as well. Okay, so to make the story short, the two of us were in the police station. What a disaster. I should be stepping out from his car, and I landed to the police station. And how much? For 2.5 reals. And that is 260 pesos in the Philippines. We landed in the police station for that matter. Okay? And so when we were already in the police station, so I requested for someone who knows how to speak English, and so it was actually granted. And so he gave his side, I gave my side as well. Now the thing there is that I have to admit that I have a fault, because I never asked him as to how much should I be paying. The thing is that he's asking 4 reals. He said 2.5 for me because the other two Filipinas, they paid 1.5. So in that case, so that will be 4 reals in total. So I told him from city center to my place isn't 4 reals at all. It's only 2 reals or 2.5 for that matter. And since it wasn't engaged because there were two other customers aside from me, so it will never be engaged, and then he should not be asking me that much, because if I'll be paying 2.5, so that means he'll be earning 4 reals for one ride, and that is not fair. That is overcharging. So I told him about that one, which he insisted that I should not include the other two Filipinos. So it's like it should be out of the bucket. So which is not. So that's what I've told to the police authority, and when we were there, so he gave his side, I gave my side. So he told me that I challenged him to go to the police authority, which of course I believe that should be the first thing to do when you are already like when you feel like you are already insulted, and you feel like your emotion had already reached to your nerve, and you just can't control this. Sometimes we just have to say things which we feel at the end we will be regretting, or we will regret, I mean. So that's what had happened today. Anyways, I knew it from the very beginning when he said, okay, we will go, I will direct you to the police station. I never resisted anymore, because I know that I have a stand for that one. One thing is that he's overcharging, but I have my fault on the other side. And so what happened at the end of our conversation, so the reconciliation and everything. So he was told by the policeman that he was really charging that much. And then I told the policeman that he lied because it wasn't engaged at all, because there were some other customers as well. And then I told him that even if I have more money, I will not give him that much because that is overcharging. Okay. Now, he has his fault. I have my fault. Now, the lesson that I've learned here is that, lesson learned, this. Always ask the driver for the fare. Okay? We always have to ask the driver for the fare. We should not just embark into the taxi and just get in and sit like pretty well there. And then we haven't had yet our agreement with the driver. I think this is really very important. Okay, this is what my realization for today. So as I was trying to collate everything on what had happened, so it wasn't like a good idea. So he has his mistake. I had my mistake as well as a passenger, because I've never asked him beforehand as to how much should I be paying before embarking in his car. So always, again, ask for the fare before we are going to have a ride. And that is very important, so that when we reach our destination, there be no problem at all and there be no altercation. So in our case, we had the heated altercation, and we both gave our side. So our sides were there, and so it's not healthy at all. So between the driver and the passenger. So I think that it's always good to ask the driver fares for the fare anywhere we go. When we are commuting, when we don't have our own car and we just have to commute to a taxi, to a small bus, or to a big bus, we always have to do this. And this is what I've learned today. Now, other things that I have learned when communicating with the driver, for example, when you are talking with someone, or when you are communicating with someone, or when you are talking with other people, always see to it that you always have to stay cool and nice. When you are talking with someone, stay cool and nice. No pride, please. Off to pride. Sometimes because we feel that our ego is already, touched. Once our ego is already touched, then we feel like, oops, it's beyond the limits. No. This is what you want. These are the things that I want also. That is just not right. Remain always cool and nice, whatever the situation is. Anyway, during our conversation, I never interrupted him when he has his part to give his side. I just listen. Well, that's good. I was reminded, Emmy, you have to remain cool. Yeah, because the more you are going to remain reserved and cool, the more you can think of the best way to respond to whatever situation you are in. So in my case, so I just decided to remain cool. So when it was already my time to speak, so I've spoken already and gave out everything with points. So that means I spoke with points. All the most important details only of what had happened. But of course, so listening to what the other person had also said. Okay, the last thing is that always remember, where's my copy? Always remember that at the end, because sometimes you have a big mouth, I have a big mouth, and so we can't hardly understand each other when we are both very hot. So what we're going to do at the end of the conversations or at the end of the day, it's very, very important that we should have a big smile. We always have to wear a big smile on our face. Wear a big smile. Yeah, big as in big. Okay? Not I mean, don't make your smile fake. So you have to smile really sincerely. It should be an honest smile, a sincere smile. So don't just give a fake smile because it means nothing at all. So when you are smiling, so it is more than wearing a makeup. So you don't have to wear a makeup. You just have to wear a very big smile. Then you look very beautiful and attractive to people. And that is the heart of the person. So just wear a big smile. Okay? Not that one also that is very ironic to the situation. That is at the end of the day, at the end of the conversations, at the end of all the troubles, of all the problems that you are engaged with. So after the conflict, then you have to always do this. The next thing is always have a big heart. Big, 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 big heart. Why big heart? A big heart to forgive, a big heart to forget. Just forget and forgive and forget. Things are happening. I mean, the least that we expect things to happen, they are happening. So when they happened already, then we just have to always remember to always give a big heart. So always let our heart open, make it really big so that it could accommodate forgiveness and forgetness at the end. So at the end of the day, smile, forget, forgive, and forget. So that is. So I hope what happened to me today will serve a lesson to others as well. So for those who are OFWs or for those of you who are commuting, okay? Never, ever, ever forget the most important rule to first speak with the driver about the fare and never just embark to the taxi or to the small van or bus or to the big bus without asking yet about the fare. Suppose you don't know the fare yet, okay? So I hope I gave you like small lesson, maybe at least some lessons for my personal experience of today. Although I really regretted that it happened, but what can I do? Things just happened the way they are. So, forgiveness from my side. So, this is your friend Amy here in Amy Vlogs. Goodbye. Masalama. And of course, paalam in Filipino. Bye.